welcome RBTV sports fans. I'm Casey Valletta alongside Matt Angio here for the RBTV Game of the Week, live from the Kennedy Athletic Complex. Matt, your thoughts on the game tonight in this Week 1 matchup for the Riverside Brookfield High School Bulldogs against the Morton West Mustangs?
Well, Casey, based off of last year's gameplay by the Bulldogs, I believe Braden Curtin's game plan will be to run and gun for the first half of the game, making a strong lead for the Bulldogs as always, and therefore they should be able to run off of momentum.
You know,
I'd also like to mention how the Bulldogs made it through the quarterfinals last year in the playoffs. And last season, when they faced Morton, the Morton Mustangs fell to the Bulldogs by 1 point at the last drive of the game, thanks to last year's QB for the Bulldogs, Ryan Swift.
Yeah, Matt, I was going to say some key losses for the Bulldogs from last year's quarterfinal qualifying team. They lost star quarterback, who was a All-Pro for state, Ryan Swift. They lost wide receiver Dean Zieglich, who had a monster year. They lost defensive players such as David Cripple-Pierdock and Edwin Rios, and the offense seems depleted. But they do have a new quarterback, Keenan Scott, making his first start for the varsity team tonight. And they seem well-rounded. They have returning Jamari Wise, great wide receiver from last year. A little outshined by Dean Zieglich, but he's here to be a leader on this team and help the Bulldogs start off 1-0 this week.
Yeah, and Casey, you mentioned Keenan Scott, the QB for the Bulldogs this season. He is 6'2", giving him a height advantage over the defense. He's 195 pounds, and he's the class of 2017. You also forgot to mention Michael Wilson, who's the tight end for the Bulldogs. Very fast, 6'1", 200 pounds. You know, and 200 pounds, he's really fast for 200 pounds.
Yeah, you know, I talked to Michael Wilson before the game, and I asked him his thoughts about playing Morton in a rematch of last year. As you said, they won 19-18, and he said that they're going to try to do way better than last year, try to beat them by more than 1 point, and he's really excited.
And the head coach for the Bulldogs, Braden Curtin, this is his 5th season with the Bulldogs. His record is 19-21.
Yeah, man, something to add on from that. Brandon Curtin in his first 2 years started off 3-15 for these Bulldogs. It seemed as if the Bulldogs were in a very big rebuilding process. You know what, they got guys like Ryan Swift, David Cripple-Pierdock, and Dean Zieglich, and they've won 16 of their last 22 games, Matt. Very impressive comeback for Brandon Curtin.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention the dynamic duo of the Miaskowski brothers, Zach and John.
Yeah, the Miaskowski brothers, they did carry quite a load on the offense last year, but, man, I'm going to run off some numbers from last year. Quarterback, and now we have Keenan Scott, but Ryan Swift last year, 2,700 yards of offense, 26 passing touchdowns, and quite a few, 9 rushing touchdowns. And a key loss in Dean Zieglich, a huge offensive presence from him. He had he had 911 total yards with 10 touchdowns receiving.
And Casey, just to recap about this first half, Bulldogs going strong. I feel that Braden Curtin's game plan is to run and gun. I said this before, but it's going to run and gun. He's going to throw deep passes, and they're going to get a strong lead, and they're going to run off of that momentum throughout the game.
Here we come for the opening kickoff. You know, last year we had the boot for the kicker. Here we have Emilio Solano. He was the kicker for extra points and field goals last year, but here he will do the opening kickoff as we start off Week 1 for RBTV football. RB football. And here we go. They're lining up. Very, very packed place here at the Kennedy Athletic Complex. And just like to mention before opening kickoff that we want to welcome Loyola Sports Medicine to the Kennedy Athletic Complex. And here we go. Everyone on their feet. Opening kickoff. Emilio Solano preparing to start off.
And number 9 for the
football.
Bulldogs.
Very nice kick. It's going to go to the other's 10-yard line. Morton, number 8, he's at the 20. He's at the 30. He's going to make it right around the 32-yard line. And here comes the Morton offense.
In case I remember last year for the Bulldogs, on a return off a kick, they usually got past the 30-yard line. And when they did that, they would score right after that.
Yeah, it seemed as if last year, though, towards the end, when Ryan Swift got into his prime mid-season form, he'd get past the 50-yard line every drive, and they'd score a lot of those drives. And Matt, just like to mention, if Morton has any quarterback issues, they have 6 quarterbacks on their roster. And they have number 13 quarterback Fernando Adame. He's 6'2", 180. Adame is going to hand it off to the running back. That was number 30.
Stopped at the 32-yard line again.
He's a junior, 5'7". So that's the offensive guys to watch. You have Horde and Adame.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs definitely have a height advantage over the Mustangs. The majority of our players on the Bulldogs are over 6 feet tall, and the majority on the Mustangs are under 5 feet tall. Not under, but under 6 feet tall, around 5 feet tall.
And man, something to mention, Dean Ziegler, she did have 6 interceptions last year for this Bulldogs team, but they do have returning on the defense Joey Swallow, and Jamari Wise is out there, and that's going to be, oh, Michael Wilson almost brought him down, but Jamari Wise brings him down. They're going to have Jamari Wise with the loss. Big boy Jamari Wise showing off for the crowd. And here we go. Matt, that was a beautiful play by Jamari Wise. We see this replay. Michael Wilson, who we mentioned earlier, almost brings him down, and then Jamari Wise gets his knee on the ground. 3rd and 15 for this Bulldogs offense, and they are doing great. This is a great way to start off. The crowd's very into it.
Well, you see Michael Wilson with that speed. I mentioned that earlier. 200 pounds, that kid can move on his feet.
And nothing would be better for the Bulldogs than to start off a 3-and-out and send out the offense for the new look offense for a drive. Yeah,
defense with the Bulldogs is looking really good. Offense with the Mustangs looking pretty sluggish.
Adame scrolls left. He looks, and he's going to overshoot the intended wide receiver. 3-and-out for this Bulldogs defense, and they look fantastic so far, Matt. And Brendan Kearns definitely got to be happy with that.
Yeah, well, now we get to see what our return line looks like.
Yeah, the returners, we have number 1, Steven Haminski, who was a sophomore addition last year on the playoff roster. He did get a big touchdown in the eventual game the Bulldogs lost. It was an 80-yard touchdown. It was beautiful. I was there to witness it. He has great speed, great acceleration, and I love the speed this guy brings. And he's not going to get a chance. The ball goes into the stands.
Into the stands.
And, yeah, here we go. They're going to start off close to the 40-yard line. Now, Matt, Keenan Scott, what do you think? Okay, Matt, I'm going to give you what do you think is going to happen this first drive? Keenan Scott starting off close to midfield.
Well, not much to say, but based it off of last year's gameplay, I'm thinking run and gun. I think they're going to probably give it a shortcut right now down the middle, probably around the 50-yard line. And then from there on, they're going to do a Hail Mary.
Now, Matt,
and I know Brandon Kern loves to do Hail Marys.
What do you think about Jamari Wise being the running back now instead of the wide receiver?
Wow, Jamari Wise, that speed.
Hand off to Wise. Wise has got room. He's got room to the right. He just breaks a tackle. He's going to get a game of 6. And I mean, he's got great hands. He's got great speed. He can do it all. Jamari Wise is a key factor to this Bulldogs team this year.
Yeah, and I guess I'm 0-1 on the predictions right now.
Hey, man, that's okay. We got all year, man. But here we go. Keenan Scott. Let's see the strength of this. Keenan Scott, he's very excited in his first year. And he's been waiting for this. Last year, Ryan Swift didn't get much opportunity for playing. But Keenan Scott, new look offense. 2nd and 4. He hands it off to Wise again. Wise scrambles left. And he's gonna, Wise with a great.
Moves around, gets a nice run.
Freaking ankles. And that was beautiful deke by Wise for Bulldogs. First down, that was a gain of 5.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna run it to Jamari Wise the whole game. I think he's running in strong.
Here we go. First down at the 36 on the left hash mark. Scott, I'm predicting a handoff. No. And he's going to look right. He's going to throw his first pass. A strike. That's a beautiful pass.
Short of the first
down. Declan Lanham, the senior, number 84. Gain of 9 for Lanham.
All right, Casey, well, how do you think Keenan Scott looks like on his feet?
Well, Declan Lanham, you got to give him the credit there. He was wide open. Keenan Scott did his job. Put it right between the right where it needs to be.
Well, I want to pay attention to the Morton Mustangs defense a little bit. We got Number 83 back there as a safety.
You know, I really want to see Michael Wilson get a touchdown here. He's very pumped. He didn't get much chance on the offense last year, but he's very excited. Handoff to the backup running back. Number 25 gets that carry. That was to Nicholas Nodell, 5'8", and he is a junior.
And we got replay.
Nicholas Nodell, that was a gain of 7 for the junior. Setting up 8 minutes left in this first quarter of play. 1st and 10, that was a 10-yard gain from Del Nodell. Here we go.
Switches up the
Haminsky
offense.
in motion. Haminsky's gonna get the handoff. Haminsky, gain of 4. Oh, big hit from the Morton tackler, but Haminsky hangs onto the ball for a 4-yard rush. And here's Morton brought a student section, just as RB did last year at the game at Morton, in which the Bulldogs started off 1-0 last year with a 19-18 victory, as you said.
Uh-huh.
They're going to give Haminsky only 1 yard. I thought he got a little more than 1.
Yeah, and again, we can only think that went to Ryan Swift at that last drive with that perfect throw.
Here we go. Scott, he's going to fake the handoff. He's going left. He's got Michael Wilson. Oh,
ooh, nice play.
Michael Wilson using that elbow to get extra yards.
Off the
and
play
he's got
action.
Close to a Bulldogs first down. They're moving those chains. Michael Wilson, 10-yard reception. That's a good way to start off your season.
Keenan Scott so far very consistent.
Yeah, Keenan Scott racking up the yards. Very nice opening drive. He's got four completions, just around 30 yards.
Yeah, his yards are small but deadly.
I mean, starting off with 30 yards, I mean, I'm thinking he can possibly get up to 300 if he can keep on pace. Handoff 14, a big tackle in the backfield by number 30 for the Mustangs. The tackle by Greg Horde, who is the running back. That was a great hit by Horde. Loss of 2 for the running back.
All right.
That was number 25 on the run for the Bulldogs, Del Nodal. And so we set up a 2nd and 12 for the Bulldogs offense in the opening drive of Week 1 football.
All right, I'm thinking.
Got Lanham out right. Where's Jamari
Landon
Wise?
on the right.
I do not see him. Michael Wilson. No, you got 25 wide open. Del Nodal doing some work with his feet. He gets around the 10-yard line for a gain of 4 for Del Nodal. Brings up a key 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Keenan Scott's really liking the halfback slip screen play.
That was a great pass from Scott to just get him in stride. 3rd and 8 for these Bulldogs. I do not think they want to settle for a field goal. Last year, Emilio Solano, little shaky with the field goal from close range. But here we go, big play, 3rd and 8 from the 11-yard line. That was set up a 28-yard field goal. Flag on the play. Against the Bulldogs. Delay a game. That's going to set them back. It's going to be 3rd and 13, Matt. You see a deep pass here, end zone?
3rd 13, yeah, definitely pass to the end zone.
I'm thinking go to Declan Lanham, Stephen Haminsky out there for the Bulldogs. Jamari Wise getting taken out. I don't like that decision. Wise has got the best set of hands out there by all the receivers. With Michael Wilson setting up on the right in the slot.
Oh yeah.
Declan Lanham far right. On the left side, you got number 13, Emmanuel Salther. He's looking left. He goes to Salther. Salther at the 10. Salther is not going to get any farther than the 10-yard line. Emmanuel Salther, he is a senior, 6'2", 180. Also a key part of this new look offense.
Yeah, and the Mustangs defense is definitely
Salther got 3 yards.
following that halfback slip screen.
Gain of 6, my bad. And so 4th and 7, set up the field goal. It is going to be a 27-yard field goal attempt by Solano from the left hash. No wind, virtually no wind. Solano, the kick, and it is perfect. Bulldogs
Easy 3
are going
points.
to take a 3-point lead. Beautiful kick by Solano. And Matt, that looked like a beautiful drive by Scott, set up by some good rushing game from Del Nodell. You know, you have Michael Wilson out there, who was a threat anytime. Salter and Lano, extra receivers out there.
Yeah.
And the Bulldogs look like they have depth in the wide receiver and running back spot.
Well, the offense of the Bulldogs obviously is going to be a little bit sluggish. It's the beginning of the year. Defense of the Mustangs is actually looking really good. Bulldogs also, their defense usually every year is really good. So it's
Matt,
very
I'm gonna
much
disagree
expected.
with you for a second because this Bulldogs team, they've gone through summer, early mornings, going up to practice 6 a.m. on this field. Sluggish there, no, they're full of excitement and joy, and they are so loving it right now at this football game. Opening week. Here we go.
All right,
Solano sets up for a second kick. Do you think he can do as well as he did last time with the kicked it all the way to the 10-yard line? That is 50 yards.
Well, if we can, it would be amazing if we could stop him at the 20-yard line or before.
Now that was a 20-yard kick return for the Mustangs returner. But as long as we can deny him room to run, I think that the Bulldogs defense is looking good.
All right, here we go. We're going to see how our punt team does this.
Here we go. Look at all those beautiful new uniforms and the new helmets. You know, you love to see the chrome RB logo. Another beautiful kick. That's farther to the 5. He's at the 10. He's at the
20.
15. Room to the left. He jukes. He's at the 20. He's at the 30. 32-yard line. Another beautiful return
30-yard line.
by the Morton Mustangs kick returner. That was a 28-yard return, man. He's looked pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of acceleration coming off that kick.
32-yard line. Beautiful, beautiful kick return. And the quarterback, Adame, he did not get much to pass to or work to do in his last drive. He didn't the rushing game didn't work. He overthrew on a pass, and one pass he just completely missed. So, you know, Fernando Adame, 6'2", you know, we need to see some scrolling, and, you know, there's a running. It's a 5-yard rush by the Morton West running back. Number 30, that is Horde. That's going to be a gain of 5 for the running back. And, you know, Matt, first drive, you're up 3-0. You're starting off the season winning a game.
Yeah.
No better way in front of your home crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And, Matt, the Bulldogs must love it. Last year, the building of the stadium only allowed them 3 home games. They get 6 this year in return.
Oh, yeah. A lot of momentum if they get this win.
Yeah, they got to play next week against Wakanda, who they completely
behind them.
dismantled Wakanda last year. They scored, it was 37-6 around that score. I was at that game. Very, very far drive, but, you know, Ryan Swift led them to a very crushing win. That was a loss of 3.
Yeah, Bob Organ, the head coach of the Mustangs, seems to be running the
3rd and
running
9,
game
another
plan.
possibly on the verge of another 3 and out for the Bulldog defense, trying to only let Adame have six plays. That would be amazing. You know, Brennan Curtin must be completely shocked by what he's seeing from this defense. You know, he's probably got us all played. He probably knows this defense is good. The paper seems to know this Bulldog defense is good. The RB Landmark had a very good article about the Bulldogs offense and defense.
Flag on the field.
Did you see if there was a flag on the play? There was a 5-yard pushback for the Mustangs on a false start for the Mustangs. 3rd and 14. Adame's gonna need to find a receiver deep. Oh, he's getting rushed. He's gonna do a little toss to the running back, and that's gonna get nothing except 2 yards and a 3 and out pass to Horde. And it looks like it's just the Fernando Adame and Greg Horde show because, I mean, I don't see any other offensive players getting into this.
Yeah, the Mustangs offense, very sluggish, not moving at all. Bulldogs defense, they got 2 safeties in the back.
You know, hopefully, I want to see Haminsky get a chance at returning this. The last punt was kicked into the stands, and he's going to get a chance. Haminsky, oh, fair catch it. He caught it at the 34-yard line. I don't know why he fair caught that.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a good idea or not. The punting defense was not very well for the Bulldogs.
It's nervous about. It's nervous. You know, you see guys rushing at you every angle, and you know, in fear you throw up the fair catch hand. But I thought he had at least 10 yards before receiver. And
if you tuned in late, or if you just want to watch all the heart-pounding action again and again, you can catch this game on RBTV again, right after our live broadcast and at 7 p.m. this Saturday and Sunday.
So yeah, if you miss any plays from Keenan Scott, Michael Wilson, or any of the offense, we're re-showing this game all weekend long.
Bulldogs 3 points ahead.
Here we go. Keenan Scott, after an impressive first drive where he recorded 30 yards passing to a variety of receivers. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers. Beautiful. Keenan Scott, he's gonna look for another one, and he's gonna use his legs like Ryan Swift. Did the ball come in? Ball's loose.
Looks like it
ball
might be
loose.
a fumble.
Morton thinks they got it. Morton thinks they have it. And the ball is gonna be,
got some physical action going on.
I think it's still blue. Bulldogs maintain possession. Keenan Scott.
Wow.
It looked like a smart play. He got 4 solid yards, except he only had one hand on the football when he got hit. So, you know.
Wow, risky play by Keenan Scott.
It was risky, but, you know, he did get 4 yards. 2nd and 6 from the Bulldogs' 38-yard line. Keenan Scott is going to hand the ball off to the running back.
Ooh.
That is Del Nodal. He's going to gain about 1.
About 1 yard, yeah. Yeah, Mustangs defense very tight in the middle.
And that, you know, set up a big 3rd and 4. They're going to give Del Nodal 2 yards. He's going to have 2 rushes for 12 yards. And Jamari Wise got 2 rushes for 11 yards. So, you know, about even with the rushing game.
And Bulldogs trying to get slip screen,
Oh.
and he drops it.
Overshoots Del Nodal, but that wouldn't have been enough because he was going to land about the line of scrimmage with that pass. 3 and out for the Bulldogs with 41 seconds left in this first quarter of play. So I'm going to give you some stats. First quarter play is going to end. Keenan Scott's going to end. He has 5 completions for 28 yards passing, 1 rush for 4 yards. The leading receiver, big boy Michael Wilson, 1 catch for 10 yards. Leading rusher is Del Nodal with 2 rushes for 12 yards. Let's see the new punting game. Last year was the boot, Alan Carter. And it's Haminsky. That was either
And
a
it
very
goes out
weak
of bounds.
punt or it got tipped. I believe he was trying to avoid a rushing defender, and that was just a weak punt, hit the tip of his toe.
Yeah, it looks like number 28 on the Mustangs tipped the ball on that one.
Man, if you want
And they're going to be stopped around the 49-yard line.
so
Mustangs offense
man,
very
if you want me
sluggish.
to tell you how long that punt was, I'll use my fingers. 8. That was an 8-yard punt.
He snaps the ball, run through the middle. Jamari Wise misses the tackle. Taken down at the 40.
He got some help from his offensive line there. He got 9 yards from the push. Gain of 9 for Greg Horde. as the entire offensive line was behind him, pushing him, and he's got 2 rushes for 14 yards.
Snaps the ball. Runs
Yeah, it's going to
again
go back to Horde.
outside.
Horde is not going to be able to get,
Blocks him off.
Horde got it. He's
Shoots
got
him.
it. Oh, and he's got more. He's got a lot more in it. I thought he was going to get tackled for a 2-yard loss, turned it into a 6-yard gain.
And that running back for the
Greg
Mustangs
Horde.
is Greg Horde. He's a junior, 5'7", 180 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, his feet are like feathers.
That was a beautiful, beautiful never give up moment by Greg Horde. As that's going to be the conclusion of the first quarter of play here at the Kennelly Athletic Complex. The Bulldogs are currently winning the game 3-0. Both teams have had 2. This is the second possession for the third possession for the Mustangs. The Bulldogs have had two possessions. They were able to put points on the board in the first possession, give the fans a little bit of momentum, and now we're going to head in the second quarter of play. 3-0, 1 possession game.
Yeah, both teams just biting at each other right now. I mean, Bulldogs got lucky off the field goal, 3 points, but it's not safe, and it's not a lot of momentum going into the second quarter. Excuse me.
Yeah, definitely after that weak punt, the Mustangs definitely have momentum here for this next drive. They're at the 34-yard line. And 12 minutes, we're going to have the second quarter go. And guys, don't miss our halftime presentation here at the live at the Kennelly Athletic Complex. You're going to see great entertainment. You're going to see the RB Marching Band perform with the twirlers, the puppets. And guys, we got action, a rush by Horde. He got 4 yards on the play.
Yeah,
Never mind.
What do you think about Greg Horde? He's got the hot hand right now.
First 2
He's running
drives
fast.
was not anything. Now definitely driving. He's looks like our main focus for the defense is Greg Horde, who has got 4 rushes for 28 yards. 7 yards rushing per carry. That's definitely something to not mess with. As you know, though, they're not going to go to Horde. They're going to go to the backup as Horde's on the side getting some oxygen. That was 2 number.
And the quarterback for the Mustangs, Fernando Adame, so far not throwing the ball much, but handing it off to the Greg Horde running back.
That was number 23, Charles Jefferson.
There's the run.
Jefferson got 1 yard. It's going to take up 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs at the 22-yard line. Adame is still trying to complete his first pass. Looks like the Mustangs do not trust Adame's arm.
And
as they're going to
Charles
rush
Jefferson again up the middle, stopped.
He's going to get nothing. Nothing for Jefferson.
And it's a way to read the offense by the Bulldogs.
Jefferson, a senior, 6'1", 170, so he's a fairly lightweight running back. Usually running. We had Alon Carter last year,
Yeah, and especially if you're around 6 feet tall, you weigh about over 180.
I mean, Alon Carter, he was over 200 pounds. You need some weight to be able to push through the opposing team's defensive line.
$10 minutes left in the second quarter.
They have 2 plays in that. Adame. Adame's going to want to pass it.
Almost intercepted.
He caught it. Max Waywood. Wow, that was tipped by Michael Wilson, and Maywood was able to get that ball off the tip. We're going to see a replay of this. Amazing play. Not able to see it quite there. Maybe a little later we can get a replay of that, but that was a gain of 10 by Maywood, letting Adame complete his first pass. Wow.
Amazing play.
Send that into Sports Center.
Bulldogs in trouble. Hands it off.
Hands off too.
Big.
Wow.
Greg Horde still up.
Horde. You saw like 3 spin moves from Horde there. He ended up getting 1 yard, but you know what? He fought. He did not want no negative rushes for Horde so far. Crazy.
Yeah, very good play by Fernando Adame, faking it to Charles Jefferson, number 23 for the Mustangs, and handing it off to Greg Horde instead.
Greg Horde has got 5 rushes for 29 yards right now as the Mustangs enter the red zone. For the first time, they have 2nd and 13 from the 13.
And he snaps it. Looking for the throw, gets sacked down. Wow.
That was a big sack. Very big key sack. This will bring up a 3rd and long for this Mustangs offense, and Adami's going to need to do something special, or Greg Hord's going to need to use his
Yeah, and these are the kind of plays that
pass.
Bulldogs need to keep on doing.
3rd and 18 after the 5-yard sack by the Bulldogs. This has been a 4-minute drive, as I think that he's going to go deep, maybe interception, or hand him off.
And he's down
And
again.
a tackle for a loss
22.
as this crowd goes crazy. Number 22, that was Oscar Miranda. He's 5'6" junior, very small.
150 pounds. Just not fast enough to get around that screen. Bulldogs. Well, what do you think, Casey? They're going to go for a touchdown? It's 4th down, 4th and 18.
They're at the, it's 4th and 22 now. From the 22, they need every yard for a touchdown. Are they going for it? They don't believe a 39-yard field goal.
I don't know.
Oh boy. Well, Matt, I think they're going to go for Greg Hord and some kind of route, or Charles Jefferson, or.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's down. Yep. They tried to go for it. Didn't work out. I don't think that was a good idea. I think they should have just went safe with it and went for the field goal.
Man, I'm going to shoot you straight. That was never going to work.
Never.
10 out of 10. If we can get a replay, they had an I formation. He faked handed off to the running back. It was going to be a QB run, but how do you believe your QB is going to run 22 yards when he's gotten sacked twice? And 3 tackles for losses by this Bulldogs defensive line. That was never going to work.
Yeah, but
Bulldogs take over on downs. Some risky Morton plays.
all right, we got 3 ends.
Oh, a
Gives it
handoff.
off.
Got room to run.
Oh, he's got yards.
That was a good rush by number 2. Number 2, the Bulldogs ball carrier, John Miaskowski.
Yeah, the dynamic duo begins.
We didn't see any of the Miaskowskis with any rushes or any action, frankly, in the first quarter play, but that was a 7-yard run by the twin John. They got 2 sets of twins on this team. They got Del Torio's and they got the Miaskowskis.
There's the replay of John Miaskowski getting
And
yards.
you know what? He's going to get an encore.
And
No yards, but, he's a little stage shy there. Couldn't live up to the 7-yard run, as we're going to bring up 3rd down and 3. I'd like to see a little short pass right here to Haminski, who's got very good speed. He's going to get, I think Haminski, if he gets room to run yards after a catch, is going to be a big number.
all right, Shamari Wise on the back.
You got Zach Miaskowski and Michael Wilson at tight ends, but Wilson.
Flag
That
on
was
the
on
play.
Wilson. I think that was on Wilson. I saw a flinch.
Might have been on Michael Wilson. Yep.
Offsides on Michael
Offside.
Wilson. You see just the slight hesitation on Michael Wilson, and that's all it takes. These referees are spotted. They've been trained to see just the slightest hesitation, and Michael Wilson is going to cost 5 yards for this Bulldog team. You know what? 37 though, and it gives him more room to pass a little. You don't have to just it's now not a handoff play anymore. This is a.
And Bulldogs playing it safe, not giving up any deep passes so far.
Jamari Wise out there in right to the right of Scott. He's going to look left. Scott's going right up the
down
middle.
the middle.
Going to complete the pass to number 13. That was Emmanuel Salther. Big pass right up the middle. It's a 13-yard reception, leading for a Bulldogs 1st down. Wow, that was something. He's got good short accuracy.
Yeah.
As we see the replay here. Just right up the
Off.
middle.
Can't really see it, but he dropped it right through the middle. Nice cut by number 13.
13 yards to number 13.
Emmanuel Salther.
Oh, he's going to
Drop
scroll
it
right.
back.
He's going to go. And
Wow.
That was a
Right
12-yard
around
catch by Salther. Do we have a new Dean Ziglich? 3 catches for 32 yards. And Matt, So he's 3 for 32. It's not halftime yet. Ziegler's averaged 77 yards a game last year.
Yeah, and Keenan Scott and Emmanuel Salter. Maybe it's like
1-2
Ryan
punch.
Swift and Dean Ziegler's like last year.
Yeah, definitely.
It's another dynamic duo.
I'm a little disappointed that Jamari Wise isn't the lead wide receiver I thought he was going to be going into this year. But Emmanuel Salter. Oh, here's
Snaps
the
to Jamari Wise.
Wise.
Run it through the middle.
6 yards for Wise. He has 3 rushes for 17 yards.
Nice play. It looked like it was going to be a play action, but instead it was just a handoff. Keenan Scott faked me out too.
That was 2nd and 4 now for this Bulldogs team at the 40-yard line. Morton's 40-yard line. Point out there across midfield. And so here we go. 2nd and 4. I'm thinking, you know, Wise just got 6 yards there. He's not out there. We have Declan Lanham to the left. On the right, we got Salter. And we got Haminsky in the slot.
Yeah, I think Keenan's going to drop it. Oh, no, it stays going through the middle.
Keenan said he wanted it himself. And they are going to move those chains. That was a 4-yard rush by Keenan Scott, leading up to a big Bulldogs first down.
Wow. Faked me out too. I thought he was going to throw it. Went right down the middle. Sometimes you just got to do that. When you got speed and agility, especially at the quarterback position, that's what you got to do sometimes.
You know, Matt, we're in the announcer's booth, and I remember last year, any touchdowns when the crowd goes crazy, you can feel it shaking. And, you know, I forgot what that feels like. So,
deep throw. First one of the night. Drops it.
The first long pass attempted. It was intended for Stephen Haminsky.
Got an injured player.
And we have a Mustang slow to get up. That is number 8 on the Mustangs. Santino Novakowski. We have the trainers out. Guys, it's hope for the best for Santino Novakowski. He's a senior, 5'9", 165. He is a backup quarterback and wide receiver for this Morton team.
Oh, yeah,
and
he's
we're going to have an unofficial break in action. So, Matt, 2nd and 10, we have the Bulldogs driving, looking well. The Mustangs seem to not know what's going to happen. If it's run to Wise or run to Del Nodell or a pass.
Well, I'm thinking he's going to hand it off to Jamari Wise. It is 2nd and 10, but there's no need to rush. 4 minutes left in the second
And
quarter.
there we see Michael Wilson right there getting a drink. You know, he deserves it, man.
Needs a break.
He's a great player. You know, he doesn't need a break. I'd like to see him. You know, if I could choose one player to get the first touchdown, I would choose Michael Wilson because he's got a great attitude.
Yeah, and especially on the last play, double coverage on that play. It's always going to stop the offense. And the injured player is back up. Walking just fine. I think he was a little shook up on that last play. Keenan Scott setting up the game plan.
And that last shot of the both of us, you saw Mr. Gary Prokes helping with my headset. You know, big thanks to him for all he does, setting up these football games, basketball games, all of his events. There he is, Mr. Prokes. Very funny man, guys. You know, go on the RB website, RB TV on YouTube, and watch the roast of Mr. Prokes.
Snaps it. Hands it off to Jamari Wise. Run it through.
Oh,
fumble.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
The ball just popped out.
Wow. Number 24 on the Mustangs. Derek McCollum, senior, 5'10", 160 pounds, running back and defensive back. Wow. Perfect fumble.
And that was a
Perfect
big loss. It just pops right out of Wise's hands. A big turnover for the Bulldogs, stopped the momentum.
Now Jamari Wise complaining, saying that it was down. It looks like
something happened though, because the Bulldogs are they able to
still Bulldogs ball. All right.
Bulldogs somehow.
It looked like he was down already before the ball came out.
But guys, here we go. Scott drops back.
Nice throw.
Oh, right to number 13. That is Salter. That was a great 7-yard. Oh, they're going to move the chains. It was 8 yards. That's his 4th catch for 40 yards.
3 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Yep. in this second quarter action.
All right.
Here we go. That was a
Wise the ball carrier.
That was a rush by Wise. You know, he had the fumble, but, gain of 1 for Wise there.
Yeah, and we'd like to welcome Loyola Medicine to RB Sports. Beginning this season, Loyola Medicine is the sports medicine provider for the Bulldogs. Loyola Medicine, body and soul.
And here we go, 2nd and 7 for this Bulldogs offense. Big play. They got Wise in the back. They're going to pitch it to Wise. Wise is going to go to the left. He's got room. Wise is going to juke in the middle, and he's going to get right around 6 yards for Wise. That's his 5th rush for 26 yards.
And Jamari Wise coming out of the game.
And if you want to see any of RBTV's past videos, go to rbtv.tv or youtube.com/myrbtv. You can watch our rebroadcasts. You can watch football, basketball from last year, any plays from the school. Check it out.
And
you'll like what you find.
3rd and 1, very close to the first down.
They gave him the first down. There's a great shot of Keenan Scott. And there's Keenan Scott's
fans.
Yeah, I was gonna say his apprentices, but they look up to Scott. Hopefully he's a good role model to them.
All right, we got Declan Lannon
and a pitch to
Miaskowski. John Miaskowski running it again.
Yeah, Miaskowski.
Not gaining much.
Gain of a few. They're gonna give him 4 yards loss on that. Miaskowski. Now he's 2 rushes for 3 yards. And timeout by the Bulldogs. We're in the 2-minute drill right now. 1 minute 43 seconds left in this 3-0 game. The offense has not been much this entire quarter. We haven't seen a scoring drive since the second drive of this entire game by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean both teams, they're just playing really good defense.
And guys, here's a shot of this is a shot of Mr. Curtin with Hunter Hughes, who is the backup quarterback. He's a junior, transferred from Lyons Township High School to play quarterback here at RB, and next year is going to be his star year when Keenan Scott graduates.
Yeah, in case I'd like to shout out some sophomore players on the football team for the Bulldogs. Connor Pitts, Don Dodaro, Don Rowe, Zach Vaya.
You gotta love those helmets though, that chrome Bulldog, man. It's a very beautiful helmet.
If you tuned in late, or if you just want to watch all the heart-pounding action again, you can catch this game on RBTV, again right after our live broadcast and at 7 p.m. this Saturday and Sunday.
Second and goal at the 14 for the Bulldogs.
Here we go, 2nd and 14. You got Wise in the backfield. You have Salther on the right. He wants someone on the left.
Looking for it.
Oh,
he catches it.
Are they going to give it to him? Touchdown!
That's a touchdown.
Bulldogs!
Whammy!
Good catch. That was 2.
Wow.
That was a very deep pass, a 14-yard catch.
That's what the Bulldogs needed. Here's the replay. Dropping back. Jumps up high for that one. Wow.
Stefan Haminsky, 14-yard catch for the first Bulldogs touchdown this season. Haminsky, the junior.
Wow.
Could be the future of the Bulldogs next year.
Small man getting them gains.
And there we go. The extra
That's
point is good by Solano. There we go. First scoring drive by the Bulldogs, 10-0, as we have 1:35 left in this first half of play. But Matt, you think the Mustangs are going to go for it? Their offense hasn't been looking too great. They shined with Horde and Jefferson that last drive, but they do not look like the passing game is going to do much. Adame has not impressed me his first few drives. His arm strength has not been shown off effectively. You know, I have not seen him try a deep pass yet.
Yeah, Casey, I think the only game plan is the running game for the Mustangs, especially with Greg Horde and Charles Jefferson. You know, that's all they really got so far. The passing game is not working for them. Defense, I feel that they need about 2 safeties in the back. I mean, on that play, there was nothing you can do. He just caught an amazing catch.
He had triple, double. He had a lot of people covering him, trying to get that ball. I thought it was an interception right away. You know, you have three guys to one Steven. And, you know, Stefan Aminski's not a big kid. 5'8", 165.
Yeah.
He had 3 guys on him. Still, you know, it shows he's got hands like Odell Beckham Jr. on the New York Giants.
Well, it shows that the Bulldogs have a lot of trust in each other.
Let's see if Solano can do better than his last kick that ended up hitting the 5-yard line.
And confusion.
Hey, look at those gloves by Jamari Wise. I like the red polka. I love his socks, the USA socks. Right after, you know,
It's the red, white, and blue.
Olympics just ended. I mean, those are cool socks. But here we go, Solano.
All right.
Getting
Emilio Solano, 5'9", kicking it off. Perfect kick
It's gonna
around
be
the 20-yard line.
18, a weaker kick. He's got room to the left.
He's gonna get stopped.
Michael Wilson.
Behind the 30.
I know that was Jamari Wise. Jamari Wise gets credit for half that tackle. He had assistance from someone else there. We have the offense right there on the bench, getting a little
Here's the
breather.
replay. Gets shut down right at the
Whoa.
25, around the 25.
Number 16, that was Jeffrey Billis. Jeffrey Billis gets his first tackle. He's a junior. And here we go.
Setting up the defense. Fernando Adame.
At their own 24, they have 76 yards to go, Matt, and they got 91 seconds. I say 3 and out.
Wow, fakes it off.
Oh, no.
He's
I'm
running.
wrong.
Wow.
That was a big 12, 13-yard run by Horde.
Greg Horde again. He's got the high hands. Nobody seems to stop him.
He's got 6 rushes for 41 yards. Greg Horde seems to be the man for this Mustangs offense these past 2 plays. Beautiful.
Here's a replay.
Finds
Greg
it
Horde
up
running
the
it
middle.
through.
And, you know, after, you know, that.
Oh, wait.
Flag. You got flag right on the play. Oh, we got a false start on the Morton offense. And there's a flag right there. Right before the Canadian.
There was a procedure against the Mustangs. That'll cost them 5 yards. Will bring the ball back to the 33-yard line. First and 15. Timeout on the field. Timeout to the Riverside Brookfield. And with the ball carrier, hit and brought down by number 68. That's Stealing. Gain out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play.
Don't change the channel.
Second and 13.
Great halftime show. try to get this ball back. No, they will not. They're gonna go into the second half. We're gonna see a Hail Mary here, Matt.
I think they got one more play left.
They got 10 seconds left. They have 3 timeouts. Why are they not using it? Are they not using their timeout?
Looks like they're gonna run the clock. Yep,
Wow.
Nobody called the timeout.
3 timeouts by the Mustangs have confused me a lot. You know, a great passing touchdown to conclude the last drive by the Bulldogs. Scott connected with the junior Stefan Aminski. Scott's got 50 yards passing and a touchdown. And this Bulldogs defense looks strong, but Greg Horde is going to be the key for the Mustangs trying to get back, coming close to the Bulldog score. He's got 6 rushes for 41 yards. So you're in this halftime performance. Matt, any last thoughts before we let it go to the halftime?
Well, yeah, the Bulldogs obviously from last season got a lot of momentum going in through. The other team, Charles Jefferson, Greg Horde, they can't, I mean, they're doing as much as they can. There's nothing they can really do, though. Keenan Scott, quarterback for the Bulldogs, passing it a lot, trusts his teammates. His teammates are trusting him.
Okay.
And 10-0, going in strong.
Okay, and viewers, don't change the channel. We'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll discuss this first half more in depth and our thoughts about the second half.
The band would like to thank all of the music sponsors for providing the band during the band camp and for fitting the band into the uniforms. The band is directed by Mr. James Bob and Miss Aubrey Dunham, and will be joined by the Army Color Guard, coached by Sonia Rajik. And now, please enjoy a preview of this year's halftime show. It's a secret, classified top secret.
back to the RBTV Game of the Week live from the Kennedy Athletic Complex. Returning, I'm Casey Bellotto alongside Matt Angio, and we've seen a great offensive start from the Bulldogs. It's 10-0 right now. Bulldogs have had a great few drives led by Keenan Scott, touchdown by the junior Stefan Haminski, and the defense has stopped Mustangs from driving.
Yeah, first half very strong for the Bulldogs, 10-0. Usually it's a little bit higher, but you know it's going to be a little bit of a struggle since it's the first game of the season. But let's take a look at the Morton Mustangs. Charles Jefferson at the running back alongside Greg Horde. Greg Horde, hot hand, not helping the Mustangs at all though. The defense from the Bulldogs is just completely shutting them down. Keenan Scott, you know, is a new addition to the varsity team for the Bulldogs. Very, very good.
Convincing debut.
Yeah, very convincing. And he's got Emmanuel Salter, Jamari Wise, another man in the mix. He's getting running yards, and he's playing very good defense.
Yeah, and when you hold the opposing quarterback to one completion for 10 yards, you're definitely doing your job right. Greg Ford, he's got 6 rushes for 41 yards for these Mustangs. And then a great catch by they have Charles Jefferson. He's got 2 rushes for 1 yard. Not much there at all. But the one catch that was completed to Maywood was by far an amazing catch. It was tipped by the Bulldog defender and snagged by him.
Yeah.
Beautiful catch.
A few fumbles in the first half, but ended up getting turned over.
Yeah, but the Bulldogs definitely been doing some good offense. You got Jamari Wise, wide receiver turned running back, 5 rushes for 26 yards. You got Declan Landon, senior wide receiver, 1 catch for 9 yards. And then you have the new additions like Del Nodal. He's got 2 rushes for 12 yards and a catch for 5 yards.
Yeah, and Casey, Bulldogs, especially from the end of the first half, a lot of momentum going into the second half, going in strong, got possession of the ball. What do you think is going to happen?
I think Salter is going to get a touchdown because Salter has been doing amazing, 4 catches for 40 yards. And if you want the total right now for Scott, he's got 2 rushes for 8 yards, but he's also got well over 40 receiving yards to Salter alone. So he's right about at 70 yards passing.
Yeah, I'm thinking on the return from the kick, they're going to get past the 30-yard line. From there on, Jamari Wise is going to run the ball.
Well,
Probably get well over 20 yards.
Let's see if Stefan Haminski can return where he started last drive with a 14-yard touchdown. Great catch, triple coverage. And we'd like to thank the fans, first of all, for tuning in to RBTV. Either if you're on rbtv.tv or on Comcast Channel 16 or AT&T Channel 99.
And it looks like the kick is not good.
They're going to re-kick. That was something happened. Someone might have been offsides or started too early for this morning. We got a flag.
Yeah, flag on the field.
So
Penalty flag on the field, offside.
penalty flag, offsides by the Mustangs. So wherever the kick, for the viewers who do not know what's going to happen here, wherever the ball is down, the Bulldogs are going to get 5 extra yards added to their return. Unless it's a touchdown, of course, then they get the touchdown. Here we go, though.
And
Another drive. Matt, what's your prediction for this first drive back after a successful touchdown drive, resulting in the 14-yard score by Stefan Haminski?
well, yeah, like I mentioned, hopefully the Bulldogs can get past the 30-yard line on this run. And I said Jamari Wise, I'm thinking he's going to get about 20 yards on the running. And from there on, they're going to cut in the middle with short, accurate passes.
Decent kick. It's going to be to the 20. It's going to be Haminski. Haminski's got room to run. He's at the 25-30. Cuts into the left, 35-40. And he's got room. 45-40, 50, 45-40, 35-30, 25. He goes to the 24-yard line. Stefan Haminski. I was talking about him earlier, the acceleration, the speed. He had an 80-yard touchdown in the eventual loss in the playoffs, but that was a great.
Here's the replay. Look at him
That
run.
was a
And
magnificent run.
Fernando Adame took him down. That's the quarterback.
But That was a lot of yards. I need more than my fingers to count. It was close to, it was 54-yard return.
Well, I guess here comes in Jamari. Well, it doesn't look like Jamari Wise,
We got
but
number 15 in the backfield for the Bulldogs. That is.
15.
Oh, I read them. No, it's 25. Oh, there's a flag. That's Del Nodal. Del Nodal flags everywhere. He got -2, but there's a flags everywhere on the play.
Penalty flag on the field.
Penalty flag on the field.
And Keenan Scott taking some
Ref still discussing what's
signs from
happening.
his coach. And it looks like the referees are going to go talk to the Morton coach, which makes me think it's against Morton. It's against RB. Offsides. Or a false start. RB. 5-yard penalty. That play does not happen.
And we've seen earlier in the game, Keenan Scott with his accurate short throws. They're breaking down the Morton Mustangs defense. They really are, because they're not. I mean, they do form an I formation, but it's not working. The middle is wide open, and that's going to be a problem for Morton throughout this whole game.
It definitely will. I mean, they got picked apart last drive, and let's see what the Bulldogs can do now with very good position. Del Nodal's got room, and he's going to get got a strong hit. He gained all but one of those 15 yards back. Del Nodal with a 14-yard
Wow, they're going to move those chains, huh?
Move those chains. He's got 3 rushes now for 26 yards. Oh, they gave him the first down. He got enough. 3 rushes for 27 yards. Great way to start off. And we have a QB sneak by Scott.
Yeah, it's a short play to get through. You know, you want to milk the clock just a little bit, just to make it a little bit more safe.
I don't know. I think it was a little too early for the QB sneak. You usually
yeah,
use that
that's
play when you're right at the goal line.
Yeah.
He gained 3 though. Got 3 rushes for 11 yards. Not like Ryan Swift, where Ryan Swift was able to break out 20, 30-yard rushes sometimes, because he got 9 rushing touchdowns on the year. But here we go. We got Del Nodal in the backfield. It seems like Jamari Wise isn't as big as his offense as I thought he was going to end up being. Flags everywhere. It's going to be a false start on the Bulldogs.
Wow, miscommunication so far in the first
Something
minutes
is
of this
not
quarter.
right with the offensive line. The count is not.
First, there's the.
Yeah, Keenan Scott's count is not the same as the offensive lines right now.
Well, there was the first flag. It was an offsides, and then there was the QB sneak, which there was no point for that at all. But obviously, some miscommunication throughout the head coach or offensive coordinator.
So we got Del Nodal out there. Joey Swallowin, the senior, he's at HB. There's a nice angle. Here's a nice angle of the offensive line. And Scott, I formation. Scott, face handoff, falls right.
It's a touchdown.
Touchdown to Declan Lanham. That was a beautiful pass by Lanham. Able to keep the ball from hitting the ground, and that's a Bulldogs touchdown, 12-yard pass. To Lanham.
Got a replay coming of that catch.
There's the banging from the crowd.
Definitely a whammy catch.
Oh, man, you remember.
He was wide open.
You gotta give it to Scott. Still a little low. Lanham able to get to the ground and able to secure it.
Defense was just completely lost on that play.
Well, Lanham last year had a few touchdowns. He was really lost behind Zivlich and Wise's presence as wide receivers. But first touchdown for Declan Lanham of the year. It was Bulldogs. Depending on the kick, it could be a 17-0 lead, and that's 2 possessions. 3 possessions if they can make the extra point. Solano, he's got a 20-yard field goal along with the successful extra point. Back at quarterback, Hunter Hughes. Oh, false. That's encroachment.
Yep.
Encroachment.
Another flag. It's flags.
Flags aplenty. 10.5 minutes left. That was a 1.5-minute touchdown it took the Bulldogs. They're rolling right now. No stopping them. Solano could make this a 3-possession game.
Wow, 17-0.
17-0 is correct. Here we go.
Well,
10:33
they
minutes.
definitely got momentum going on through.
Now, if the Mustangs do not counter with a score of their own, I don't think they're going to be able to come back, because this Bulldogs team has momentum. And what the Mustangs need to do, they need to punch this momentum in the gut right now. They need to score on the Bulldogs. They need 7.
All right, well, again, top 3 players, Fernando Adame, QB for the Morton Mustangs, Charles Jefferson, backup running back,
and star.
And Greg Horde. He's the main man.
And last year, I forget the name, but they were going against a St. Edward running back who had like 12 touchdowns after the first 3 games. It was crazy, and they stopped him under 40 yards. And that was a very big. That was a big win for the Bulldogs. They're playing at LT at the time. But if you want to revisit that game, we broadcasted it, and go on youtube.com/MyRBTV, click videos, and you'll find the game right there. Watch it. It was a great game. Good win for the Bulldogs.
Listen to us. All right, 10 minutes, 33 seconds. Bulldogs are going to kick it off.
Yeah,
Number 9 kicking.
The Mustangs have their tail between their legs right now. They need something.
Solano's going to kick it off.
Emilio Solano. His best one went over 50 yards. This one's very short. It's going to be to the. Oh, it's going to bounce at the 16. Bounce.
And he's going to let it
bounce
go
out of bounds, which is going to be a flag because
Yep.
For viewers who don't know, you kick the ball out of bounds on an opening kickoff. That's a flag. That's going to pay the price. They're going to give good field position for kicking it out of bounds.
Oh, smart play by the return team.
He wanted it. He wanted to take it, but you don't play selfish game. Football's a team sport.
Yeah, and you gotta use your head.
Some of your greatest friends are your football teammates. They form such a bond between each other, from being with each other on the field all summer, 6 a.m. practice, to games like now and winning. You get the memories and very great bond that you can never have anywhere else other than the football players.
And we got Fernando Adame still in the game.
So they get the ball at the 35-yard line after the kick out of bounds.
Now, Casey, what do you think? You think they're going to change up their game plan, especially from?
I think you got to stick with Greg Horde right now. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. And Greg Horde has he's had quite a past few drives, and it resulted in a risky call. They could have kicked the field goal, tied it up earlier, but they decided to QB run it for some reason. Earlier we questioned that, but some risky calls that aren't working out. Here's a little pass. Oh, intercepted. Jamari Wise. Oh, Jamari Wise.
Wow.
His hands, man. I told you.
Catch.
Jamari Wise got. See, look at that bond right there. But Jamari Wise scoped out the little toss. Adame did what he could do. He was looking for Horde. And Greg Horde was just, Jamari Wise cut it off.
Snap, play action, intercepted. One hand, he's got it the whole time.
Greg Horde saves the touchdown. So that could come back to be very haunting for the Bulldogs if Wise fast, he would have got it. But you know what this reminds me of? Dean Ziegler. He had 6 interceptions last year, wide receiver and played cornerback, and Jamari Wise with his first interception of the season.
Snaps it. And
wide open.
Going for the touchdown.
That was Zach Miskowski. You got an easy button somewhere. That was 8 seconds.
Yeah. Wow. 8 seconds of domination. That's crazy.
That was John Miskowski's brother, Zach Miskowski. Nice. Very nice.
Here's the replay.
18 yards.
Scott dropping it back.
Oh no, that was a 26
throw
yard
right down the middle.
Look at that celebration. So Scott, it's over the century mark with that pass. He's got 115 passing yards. And
they're going to go for the field goal.
He's got 3 touchdowns. Very Ryan Swift-like right now as we have 24-0.
Hey, well, he fits the description.
Now, I said 300 yards earlier for Scott. That was not. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to, they don't want to hurt Scott. They might even see Hunter Hughes come into this game, to give Scott some rest. It might be a little early right now, but Scott has 115 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 to Lanham, 1 to Kaminsky, and now 1 to Zach Miskowski.
Wow.
That was 2 touchdowns in a matter of 30 seconds. Yeah, Morton, they packed the place. there's not many open seats on the visiting side of the field. They brought his 12th man, like the Seattle Seahawks always did, but that 12th man has not been heard.
Yeah, and first half for the Bulldogs, and well, Morton they're still struggling, but for the Bulldogs, you know, it was a little slow for them at the first half, but now they're just coasting, and that's all you gotta do. That's the key to winning a football game. You gotta start motivation, momentum, and then you just coast from on there.
Jamari Wise, interception leads to a one-play touchdown pass, 26 yards. Scott to Miskowski for 7 points.
John and Zach, dynamic duo. And a kickoff,
That's
short one.
They don't want to give the ball to the main returner.
Yeah, he's
That
down,
was,
hit hard.
That was smart. He got 2 yards. I mean, they ended up at the third. He didn't want to eat. I think if and none of them touched it, it would have gone out of bounds. But you know, gotta take what you get. So now, after seeing the short pass isn't working, what do? If you can throw short interceptions, you can obviously throw a long one, so you don't risk the long game. But definitely need something. You need a touchdown now. This the momentum is so much now. If you have a meter for momentum, it's Bulldogs and then Mustangs are very, very far low.
24-0. 10 minutes and 19 seconds, and he's gonna run it.
That's Horde. He's gonna get. No, that's not Horde. That is 25 on the list.
Number 23.
23. That's Charles Jefferson. He got 2. He's got 3 rushes for 3 yards. I mean, these Mustangs are.
The Bulldogs defense is slowing them down. They're obviously.
No, it's a little depressing because, you know, we're beating them 24-0. It's opening day. Last year's game very full of excitement. It was 19-18. Came down to the final drive, and now it's just the Mustangs. They must have had a lot of guys leave. They got just the senior. You know, they have 6 quarterbacks, and you know, might as well try them out now.
Again, that's Greg Horton. He's pushing through them.
Greg
No
Horton
way can get him down.
He's the heart and spirit of this team, and he's the only life they have right now as he gets a 5-yard carry, 7 carries for 45 yards for Ford. And you know, the stats don't lie. Adame's got 1 completion, 10 yards, interception. If we calculate his QB rating, that's not good.
Yeah, and again, Greg Horton, 5'7". He's junior for Morton. He's 180 pounds. Well, I'll tell you this. He doesn't look like he's 180 pounds. The way he moves through that defense, he's like
moves.
a bulldozer.
He's got moves. He's like Alon Carter, but fast.
Yeah.
Alon Carter last year's like, I think 215. He was 215, if I recall.
Oh man, he can get through the defense.
But Alon Carter he got broad shoulders and a big build to get him through anybody. 9.5 minutes left.
And you're gonna snap it.
They're gonna
give it off to Charles Jefferson.
Yeah, who's gonna use his
taken down.
backward power, running backwards. He gets 4 yards. That's his best of the day. He's got 4 carries, 7 yards. But Matt, I want you to give me honestly. Do you think, scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think this game is set in stone?
You know, it's hard to determine that.
9 minutes left.
It's a 50-50 chance. I mean, Morton, it's a football game. You know, you can come back.
You could.
Things can change drastically. And he's going to drop back, and he just drops the.
He's got. I mean, if Wise cut up, he could have had another interception. Take me to the house. Give me 7. But
yeah, and the pressure is definitely getting to Fernando Adame.
You know, I'm not really feeling it for Morton right now. I mean, he got packed house. He might have nerves. You know, if you remember last year, homecoming, unveiling of the new field, homecoming game, and the Bulldogs, who were 5-6-0 at the time, they lost a very bad game. They lost by about 21 to Immaculate Conception, who ended up winning the division.
He's dropping back, far back.
Oh, well,
he has nowhere to throw. He had to get rid of it.
Caught by one of the Bulldog coaches.
There's nothing you can do. I mean, we blitzed. He had to throw. It was a smart move.
Fourth down.
Fourth down. They have to punt it.
Well, this game isn't turning out as we had hoped from what we saw last year, but 24-0. If you're a Bulldog fan, you're very happy. If you're a Mustang fan, you think, let's look at our other quarterbacks. You know, maybe he had cold feet. You know, maybe it's the nerves because Ryan Swift had cold feet against for the homecoming game. That's just that's a pop-up punt. Very high.
Way out of there.
Ends up by the stands for the Morton. That's about 20 yards. But, you know, you have a lot of potential. Six quarterbacks listed for Morton. You have a few other of them are seniors. You have Julio Garcia. You know, we could possibly see one of these in the game. You got Eric Gray, another senior wide receiver or quarterback. You have a lot of quarterback options here.
Yeah.
But, you know, Morton, I think, with Horde, if they can just find a quarterback that can get their wide receivers going, Horde is a very scary player. As we see a loss of 4 by
Nicholas Dale.
By Del Nadal. Now he's got 4 carries, 26 yards. But, guys, if you tuned in late or you just want to catch all this heart-pounding action and this Bulldogs explosive offense again, go to rbtv.tv, watch the game again, or AT&T, Channel 99, Comcast Channel 16, as we see a big rush there. But, guys, we're going to be broadcasting this game immediately following the conclusion of this one, and we're going to be playing this game Saturday and Sunday throughout the day. In case you missed the second action.
A lot of action in this game.
Fumble on the play, though. Mustangs did get the ball. That was a fumble. And, guys, for the viewers at home, we couldn't be here. We'd like to thank Loyola Medicine to RB Sports. Beginning of the season, Loyola Medicine is the sports medicine provider for the Bulldogs. Loyola Medicine, body and soul.
And the ball set down at 46-yard line.
No, you got 12 minutes in the fourth, 7 here, so you got right around 20 minutes. You have 20 minutes left. You got good field position. You get 7 now. Stop them, get 7 again. You know, it's a 10-point game. I was doubting it, but, you know, if the Bulldogs are going to play sloppy, Mustangs have to, be a Mustang and just charge.
Oh, and he's got a lot of time.
Drops it. I was intended for 28. Miskowski broke that up. Intended for Marco Huxhold, 6'2" senior. But yet again, Adame, if I haven't been counting how many times he's passed the ball, but I think he's around 1 for 10 passing.
Yeah, well, I mean, after a whole first half of just running the ball, you're not passing as much. You got blitz coverage on you. You got a lot of pressure on you.
You know, I don't play quarterback, but it seems like he's just floating the ball there. He's not putting any speed on the ball. Flag on the play.
Yep,
it's against the Bulldogs, though. They're letting the play go because we have Horde. Horde's got room. He's at the 40, 30, 25, 20. Horde goes down at the 20-yard line for a great 26-yard run by Mr. Greg Horde. And that's against the Bulldogs. The Mustangs will decline the play, put them at the 20-yard line.
And it looks like
someone on the Bulldogs is down.
He's just stretching out.
That was wise. Yeah. Or, wow, well, I guess I was completely wrong there. It's against the Mustangs. I felt like, you know, they let the play go. It's definitely against the Bulldogs, but, you know, wipe out that great run by Greg Horde. He's out of breath, and the Mustangs are back 10 yards before where they started on a holding penalty.
Yeah, it's just,
there, right there, if you saw number 1, that's Tominski. There's Wise. He had the interception.
And they're all the way back.
Behind the 50-yard line now. Yeah, there's Steven Tominski. You know, he's putting up the 3. Why not? When you're a junior and you've got already a big touchdown, showing your presence opening day, why not? Tominski's got 2 catches, 15 yards, and
hands
a touchdown.
It off to Greg Horde again.
Greg Horde, he's at the 40. He's going to go out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That is a run of 13.
Yep, Greg Horde, he's their savior.
Yeah, he's got
Mustangs.
8 rushes for 58 yards for Greg Horde. So Greg Horde is the only life left in this Mustangs offense. And for all the viewers at home watching tonight, we're going to be live again next week as the Bulldogs are home against Wakanda Wildcat.
And Greg Horde again running it.
Now, Matt, next week's going to be a doozy because Wakanda is also named the Bulldogs. They're yellow and purple, though, so, I mean.
It just makes our job a little bit more easier, huh?
I mean, they're Bulldogs versus Bulldogs. We just gotta remember. But that was a nice 8-yard run by Horde. Did Greg Horde? Okay.
Yeah.
9 rushes.
2 times in a row.
For 66 yards for Greg Horde. First and 10, they're at the 29. They're rushing. They are driving. They need a touchdown here. 6 minutes left. 18 left in the game. That's to the backup running back, but he's actually got room now. Oh, he's not going down without a fight. 9 yards by Charles Jefferson. Not giving up. He's saying, hey, Greg, give me some rushes too. Don't hog all the yards yourself.
Yeah, it's definitely a duo. They're just switching off right there.
I prefer Greg.
And someone's down on the Bulldogs. Can't get a look at who it is.
I cannot tell either.
21-yard line.
Let's hope he's okay. I mean,
yeah, the trainers are.
I have a few guesses as to who it is, but I don't want to just jump to conclusions. Because Jamari Wise was shaking up a few plays ago. I hope it's not Jamari Wise. But looking at
Jamari Wise was stretching out his calf muscles.
His hamstring.
And it actually might be Jamari Wise that's down. I don't
think it is now. You know, while we're here, we have an injury timeout. Let's give a shout out to all the crew. You know, they're making this production do good.
Yeah.
Right here right next to Matt, that's Isaac. He's doing good with the audio. We have our cameraman and everyone in the truck for making this broadcast great. We have great cameramen on the field getting this action, and injured player is number 5 on the Bulldogs. That's
Dan Moore.
Dan Moore, 6'1", sophomore. Junior.
Yeah, he's having a lot of trouble walking. He's got people holding him, and it seems to be his left leg.
Yeah, there's Jamari Wise stretching out. And I think Wise got something cramp somewhere.
Yeah, maybe just strained his hamstring a little bit, but
very.
Daniel Moore.
You know, that might just one of two things would happen. That can either stop the momentum that the Mustangs were pushing against the Bulldogs, or it can just something the Bulldogs might like. You know, they might be a little loose, shaken up, and the Mustangs could push and possibly, you know, another 10-yard rush puts you right in the 10-yard line. And you know, Horde gets the ball. Horde, he's at the 20, 15, 10.
He's running strong. First down.
12 yards for Horde, and that puts him 10 rushes for 78 yards. They're averaging almost 8 yards a carry. That's very well.
And there's Horde, number 30, running it.
Just those quick feet.
Very fast.
At the 10-yard line. 5:30 left in the third quarter of action. You know, you need to start worrying about that clock. Clock is your worst enemy for the Mustangs. Greg Horde still in the backfield. Hand it off to Horde. He's at the 10. He goes around, finds room, and he's going to get around 4 yards. Puts him at 82 total yards.
Yeah, they definitely do not want to throw it.
I mean, if the Mustangs were winning, Greg Horde's an obvious trusted player of the game, but Keenan's got 115 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's not jump to conclusions.
Yeah. Well,
you know, anything could happen. Haminsky's got a power to go 100 yards on a kickoff.
Well, Keenan Scott, you know, based off the first game of the season, it's a stellar performance.
Oh, and here's
he's hit hard.
Jamari Wise.
Yeah, he's shook up. Jamari Wise can't. Oh, he's hurt.
Jamari Wise. Jamari Wise.
He's really hurt.
Jamari.
Oh, geez, he just fell down.
Wow,
Jamari
Wise got the
hurt.
big hit, and he is in frustration. We're bringing another injury timeout. These Bulldogs, Bulldogs have a great defense, and now we got 2 guys out with injuries. Definitely left hamstring.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, Jamari Wise was just stretching out his calf muscles. You can tell that he
We
was
saw
in
him
pain
stretching- he
earlier
was
in the game, but
stretching. He pulled his hamstring earlier in the game, not taking him out, but now definitely, you know, you got to not hope that he broke it.
yeah, they're gonna take him out of the game. He can barely even walk on his ankle.
Jamari Wise has got to stop. You see in frustration him hitting his helmet, hitting the ground, but
First game of the season.
good trainers got Mr. William Fry on the scene. You know, Jamari Wise walking with the assistants. He's walking on that left leg, but you know, you got to pay the price. Big hit equals big. You know,
Yeah.
one object in motion, another object in motion, hitting each other. Now we got a penalty on the Bulldogs. Encroachment. Half the distance. And you know, when a large running, you got, okay, let's look at the weights for a second. So Jamari Wise, number 11, 185 pounds. We got Greg Horde, 180 pounds. Coming right at each other, full force.
Oh, and Greg Horde running it in.
Greg Horde
Looks like
is
he's
going to get a
touchdown.
touchdown.
Yep.
Touchdown Mustangs, 4-yard rush by Greg Horde.
Wow. Well, I said, I mean, there is a chance that they can come back 24-6, 3:55 left in the third quarter. You think they're going to go for the 2-point conversion, or is it field goal?
No, I think definitely 24. Why not go for 2? You need 2. It's a 3-possession game. It'll become a 2-possession game if you make the 2. Give it to Greg Horde. He shows he can do it.
Yeah, he's got the hot hand right now.
12 rushes, 86 yards, and a touchdown. He's got 40 yards alone on this drive. And you know,
And
that's
they
what
hand it
they're
off
gonna
to
do.
him, and he's
got
going to
it.
go for
He's
the
got
2
it.
points.
Flag,
And
though,
the flag
flag.
on the field.
If it's against the Bulldogs, it's good. If it's against the Mustangs, we're going to have to redo it, and they're going to get 5-yard loss. Or 5 yards back. It is against the Mustangs. They're going to move the Mustangs back to the 15-ish yard line.
24-6. And it looks like they're going to replay that.
Yeah, they're at the 13-yard line right now.
Confusion on the
This is
field.
not a running play anymore. This is more of a short pass to Greg Horde. Hope for that he can use those deeks to juke someone and find open ground, which is he's done this entire drive. He got, and you know what?
And
I
he's
think
going
they're
to
gonna
drop
do
it
that.
back, Fernando. And he drops.
And that was throwing a lot of coverage. Number 12 got a hand on it. That was Jalen Williams, the senior. No good. So it's going to be a 24-6 game. 3 possessions, 3:55 left in the third quarter of play. And
Well, I mean, Mustangs on the board. Gives them some kind of motivation. But, yeah.
3:55 left. The Mustangs gained some momentum. Could have been a little bit more convincing with the 2-point conversion that was taken back. But a big stop here. If they can stop Keenan Scott, or we've seen that fumbles have happened. Jamari Wise, who probably is done for the game. Hopefully he'll be good for week 2. But you know, he fumbled earlier. We had another fumble. The Bulldogs got back. So if the Bulldogs are gonna play sloppy, they're going to let the Mustangs right back into the game, but 24-0. I thought it was set in stone.
Emilio Solano is probably going to kick it off again.
Yeah. He's been good, but guys, again, following the conclusion of this broadcast, when this game ends, it'll be played once more. Same place, right after the game, RBTV, game of the week. Morton versus Riverside Brookfield.
And it's an onside kick.
That was a little squid. Oh, it's an onside kick, and it's going to go out of bounds.
The Mustangs kick goes out of bounds.
And if you tuned in late, or if you just want to watch all the heart-pounding action again, you can catch this game on RBTV again right after our live broadcasting at 7 p.m. this Saturday and Sunday.
And guys, when it goes up on YouTube, we'd like you, the viewers, to give us some feedback, give us some comments, and tell us what you like, and tell us how you think we can improve on our broadcast. We'd like to see what our viewers think of us.
Yeah, every day is a step of improvement.
You know, we feel like we improved every game last year for football and basketball. And, you know, we want to be the best we can possibly be for you, as we see a huge explosion. Wow. 45, 35, 30, 25, 20. He's going to go all the way. Oh, my gosh, that was a beautiful explosion. Nicholas Del-Nodell. That was a 65-yard rush by the senior Del-Nodell. And, oh, if we can get a replay on that, he goes to the left. He had yards of room. And that explosion, he went from 0 to 20, man. If I clocked him, he would have been near 15 miles an hour. It was crazy.
Yeah, we're just coasting down. Here comes the replay. Snaps it.
65 yards.
Play it. Well, it would have been
Look
a play
at him. He's going on the left side. Beautiful camera work, and he's just gone. 65 yards. And Matt, player of the game, I said earlier, something could happen. So now Del-Nodell, he went from 4 carries for 26 yards to field extra point. It's good. He's got 5 carries for 91 yards. 91 yards and a touchdown. So, he's trying to catch Scott for player of the game. But, man, I feel like, 31-6 now.
Yeah. Well,
the Mustangs momentum just got killed.
I don't want to single out anyone, but you got to give it out to the Bulldogs defense. I mean, they just completely shut down the Morton Mustangs. Running back Greg Horde, I mean, yeah, he did get 1 touchdown. That's the only one out of the whole game.
We're just proving that, whatever Mr. Curtin was teaching during the off-season, during summer, and all of this hard work paid off for the Bulldogs. The defense doing their job, letting one guy get into the end zone, and the offense showing that they can do what last year's team did and more. 31 points. It's not even the fourth quarter. So,
and if the Bulldogs could get a victory off this game, a lot of momentum going into the second game, which could be a really great start for the Bulldog season. And hopefully, like last year, they can make it far in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just base the rest of the season off this one game, but you sure can say the team definitely is looking well put together. Depth, defensively, offensively, it's looking pretty good. And
it's a high kick, very shallow.
And he was smart there. He didn't want it. He was going to get hit hard from number 5, Dan Moore, who's back from that injury. But to the viewers, next week, senior night versus Wakanda, 7:15, 7:30ish start time right here, Kennelly Athletic Complex. And then we're gonna have a week off, but then we're back September 16th against Aurora Central Catholic, another great school. And then you guys have to make sure to tune in September 23rd against Wheaton Academy. It's gonna be homecoming night, so it's gonna be a very loud game. And if you can't, what's better than watching it on TV, of course, is coming to the game. Homecoming night, will be packed.
Yeah, homecoming is going to be crazy.
It will, and they didn't win. The only game the Bulldogs team did not win last year was homecoming night. 9-1 last year, 8-1 in the regular season. As we see,
Greg Horde,
he got 1 yard
laterally,
there.
but not gaining much.
He's slowly making his way up to the century mark. 13 rushes for 87 yards for Greg Horde.
Timeout on the field.
And if Jamari Wise is done in this game, he doesn't leave just an empty trail. He did have the interception. A positive for the defense. The defense has the 1 turnover.
And it seems Jamari Wise is back up in the lineup.
Is Jamari Wise back out there after that? Is he on the bench?
He's not in the field, but he's in the lineup.
That's good. you know, you have a good training staff.
And
Here we go. Horde probably going to get the ball. I mean, just keep handing it to him. Hope for the best. And, faked
Very
everyone.
nice
That was
fake.
good. I mean, Michael Wilson was about to just annihilate Greg Horde there, but, you know, ball carrier was Adame.
45-yard line.
He took it. So,
faked me out.
I mean, Adame, one reception, one pass completed still. But if you can get 8 yards on a carry, help your team however you want to. But, I mean, quarterback's job is to pass the ball. Not been working tonight. You know, strong Bulldog team. Hopefully Morton will have, in the upcoming weeks, weaker defense to be able to pass defense.
And
Hand off to not Horde, but that's Jefferson. Jefferson's going to pick up the first down and some. He is going to get 8 yards. Jefferson,
Jefferson, the ball carrier.
who's got now 6 rushes for 24 yards.
they are,
Carries the ball into
yeah,
Bulldog
it's
territory at
it's
the
permanent.
45-yard
They're
line.
doing the running game, but it's going too slow. They're getting small yards, and they need big yards with so much little
Well,
time.
rushing the ball, their only offense right now is rushing. Rushing, of course, takes time. It takes time to set the ball. You know, between plays, 20 seconds passes, and that's if you get, it doesn't work out like that. That's
And
not how you win.
Jefferson going in again.
Jefferson got
Stop.
2. Well, the Bulldogs know they're rushing now, so you got to pass. So, and passing's not working either. So the Bulldogs are in the driver's seat.
Yeah. They are controlling the game 100%.
You know, but you're watching on TV. It's a very good game to watch. 31-6 if you're a Bulldogs fan,
2nd and 8 for the
and you
Mustangs.
feel very, very happy to see your new look team who lost a lot of key players, many key players.
Still looking good though. And
And
Fernando just
deflected pass.
threw it out of
And
nowhere.
pass is incomplete.
Deflected pass by Michael Wilson. And definitely very strong game played by the Bulldogs.
Minute 19 left. Bulldogs up 31-6.
3rd down for the Mustangs. 3rd and 8.
Temperature is
at the
pretty cool right now.
Bulldogs 43.
Not too hot, not too cold.
And 1 minute 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of play. We have 3rd and 8 for the Mustangs, who desperately, if they want to stay in the game, convert this. 2 yards, maybe
And ball carrier.
1. Just 1 yard for the QB sneak Adame, and you can see that the no tricks up the sleeves of the Morton
Gain down to the
offense.
43-yard
They have
line. Gain of
no
1.
momentum. They seem to have no
down.
energy left. They seem like they are throwing in the towel. I mean, if they were, in all honesty, if they were trying to win this game right now, they'd be going deep. They'd be trying to make big plays. You know, they're going for it here, but you can tell it if they don't trust their quarterback. You need new options. If you want to keep running the ball, we're not. Mr. Curtin will pick that up.
And slip screen.
He completes his second
Yeah,
pass
Still up, didn't work.
for -1 yards.
And they stop him.
So that brings them
4th and
to 2 completions, probably near 20 passes. 2 completions, 9 yards, and an interception for quarterback Adame.
8. And we got a replay. There's the slip screen.
You know, you just see the defense.
And
That was
got taken
Joey Swallow right there, not giving up until he knew that the receiver's on the ground. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs off the turnover on downs. Scott is still in there, a little surprising.
He's dropping
Scott.
back, and he's wide open.
Oh, that was that
And
Michael
he's
Wilson?
got it.
No, that was North 13. That was Souther, who we haven't seen all the rest of the game. That's his first catch after going 4 for 40 in the 1st quarter. That was a 7-yard gain. Now he's 5 for 47. But it's been the Delno Dahl and
And
Haminsky show.
they're going to let the clock run out for the 3rd quarter. Going into the 4th quarter strong, 31-6.
Game over, Matt?
No.
No?
No, they got plenty of time. I think Mustangs, they're a little shooken up. Well, not a little, but they're very shooken up. Definitely for next game, they're gonna have to relook at the tapes, and they're gonna have to work on their
They
weaknesses.
should watch us.
Yeah.
The winning ticket.
And then
The winning ticket tonight is worth
We got the amazing
yeah,
angles for the
watch it.
replays.
Yeah, we got a great crew,
Yep.
great cameras, and just great production.
Everything runs very smoothly.
Very smooth. You know, here at RBTV, we always win.
Yep.
You can play.
Yeah, and we'd like to welcome Loyola Medicine to RB Sports beginning this season. Loyola Medicine is the sports medicine provider for the Bulldogs, and Loyola Medicine, body and soul. And as we begin the fourth quarter.
Thank you to Loyola.
Yep.
A lot of Bulldog pride here. Packed house. Nobody's leaving. You got a lot of 12th man standing up. You can't really hear them cheering.
It's a little quiet today, but
Hey,
maybe the fans are a little bit surprised with our new team.
I mean, when you're up by a lot, you don't want to gloat. So, respect, I guess. 2nd and 3, Scott. Midfield.
Oh, he drops the catch.
Drops the
off
snap, and he's gonna
get sacked.
He's gonna somehow not lose the ball. You know, risky.
Yeah.
They're sloppy. That was negative 8 yards right there. Third and 10 coming up, and you know.
But Mustangs did hesitate.
Oh, it was a low snap. Was not Scott's fault, but he picked it up cleanly.
3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs.
Before 3 people tried to get that ball from him. 3rd and 8. They're gonna only give him negative 5 yards. We got Lanham to the left. To the right, we got Hyminski. Gonna pass to Hyminski, who's gonna stay up, and he gets the first down.
Wow.
That extra effort by Hyminski, that was 9 yards from the 5'8" junior wide receiver, who is making his presence known in this offense. Michael Wilson only had 1 catch so far, but Hyminski now, very good player, someone for us to watch throughout the season.
And seems like they might just be sitting out Jamari Wise, giving him a little break after that slight injury that he had. It looks like he's back up. Be smart not to play him though. First game of the year.
Yeah, you don't want to re-aggravate anything.
Yeah. And,
Hyminski's 3 for
flag on
25.
the field.
Hyminski's 3 for 25 with the touchdown.
Flag on the play.
And Scott, he's got 130 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. So I'm going to say right now with 11 minutes left, he would stay as our player of the game. But, you know, anything could happen. Morton could somehow come back 26 points with 10 minutes left. They'd need a lot of possessions, a lot of turnovers.
Penalty is on the Mustangs for offsides.
I mean, if you play like a video game for football, you can come back down 26 in the 4th quarter, but
yeah,
real life is a lot different. So as we scroll left,
and he's dropping back wide
Scott,
open.
wide open, Declan Lanham. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line, move the chains, first down, 9-yard reception to Lanham. And that puts Scott around 140 yards now. That makes Lanham's total 3 catches for 32 yards and a touchdown. Wide open. These receivers are getting wide open. This defense is sloppy by Morton. They just let him wide open. They're playing man-to-man, and they're losing.
What are you thinking, Casey? Slow down the pace?
Nah, opening night, give them a show. Give them a show. I think
they
give
should be a
Hunter
little bit
Hughes, though. I think
conservative.
you should give Hunter Hughes a chance. As, you know, you don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want Keenan Scott getting tackled, hurting his leg. You don't want Jamari Wise out. You don't want all these receivers. If you want, you know, we're being very versatile. There's been mainly 3 guys for this Morton team. You have Adame, Horde, and Jefferson. But for this Bulldog team, you got Scott, who's been leading the offense, Lanham, Del Nodell, Hyminski, Michael Wilson, Salther, and the Miskowski twins. So that's 8 guys. spreading the ball out. And here's
And he's
Scott.
gonna
He's
run
got room to the right. He's going to go 3
Ooh,
to
he's taking out pretty hard, but
3 yards. It's going to set up a 3rd and 8 for Scott. But, you know, they don't have to worry about converting these 3rd downs. It'd be nice, but, I mean, you're up by 25, 9 minutes left. I think Morton's going to get 2, maybe 3 possessions at best. The game's should be over.
well, I'm thinking they should be conservative, run the clock, not be too fancy with the ball. Obviously, keep the lead, keep it strong, keep the momentum, and just coast. And he's dropping back, slip screen. John Miaskowski with the ball, running strong.
Picks up a lot. That is a gain of 10 for John Miaskowski, who's been very quiet. He's 2 rushes for 3 yards.
Here's the
Now he's
replay.
at the 10, but
And
Keenan Scott just
slip screen right
when
there.
he's throwing passes, it's 10-yard gains. He's got 40 yards now just on this drive. So, you know, he's not worried about interceptions. Man, if you recall, Brian Swift had around 12 touchdowns last year before he threw his first interception on homecoming game.
And he's going to give it off to John
Miaskowski.
Miaskowski again.
They're taking out Del Nodell. Miaskowski gains 4. But it seems to me that Del Nodell is a done. They're going to rest him. Smart play, you know, Del Nodell. Right now he's got 5 rushes, 91 yards. That's around 20 yards per carry.
And Aaron Shepard is in the game. Taking over for Stefan Nipsky.
2nd and 7 from the Mustangs 14. They have a T formation right now.
Right.
Handoff to 23.
And that was
Not
Aaron
much.
Shepard.
Aaron Shepard making his name said.
Dropped after a short gain.
He got 1. You know what? He can say, I got that 1 yard on opening day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the running backs, the starters, I think they're out. I don't really think they're going to want to risk injury. I really want to see Hunter Hughes go out there. He's, show his talent. He's not going to get many opportunities. Why not give him opportunity right now? 31-6, 7 minutes left, 4th quarter. Game is set in stone. They're putting in a lot of the backups, except Salter is in the left, Lanham's at the right, Shepard behind, and he's looking. He wants number 4 right through the hands of Declan Lanham. That was a good. He was trying to get him in stride.
Fourth and 4 at the 11.
Fourth and 4. Bulldogs are going to attempt a 28-yard field goal. Solano, he made a 27-yarder in the 1st quarter, put them up 3-0. Let's see if he can be 2 for 2 on field goals.
28-yard field goal.
And 6 minutes and 47 seconds left.
And Solano.
And it looks like it's going to be good.
Perfect. Solano doing a lot better. Last year he struggled on these short field goals, and he is perfect right now. 5 for 5 on kicks. 6 for 6 on 4 touchdowns. Beautiful.
34-6.
34-6, 6:44 left. Hi fans, this is a great game you're watching, and tune in next week. Bulldogs versus Bulldogs, RB versus Wakanda. Be another great matchup. Last year the Bulldogs annihilated Wakanda, but anything can happen. Last year this was a close game.
Yep.
Not this year. Morton might not have just had it. They might have had question about quarterbacks. They might have been like, let's choose between Adame or
And Bulldogs going to kick it off.
6:44 left in the game.
And again with kicker Emilio Solano. So far successful. A little bit shallow on his kicks. Could be a little bit deeper.
we go, opening kickoff.
Solano going up for the kick, and it's going to be shallow again. He's going to fair catch it at the 30-yard line.
By number 29.
That was a
Rodko
decent kick,
Avalar.
not his best.
The
But
Mustangs take over.
Mustangs are going to take over the ball at the 30-yard line in a game that they just didn't have it. You need more. The running back trying to hit the century mark. You know,
First and 10
Greg
at the
Horde,
30-yard line.
he did great.
Yeah, well, you know,
Adame, he's got some mechanical issues to work on, and the wide receivers need to work on their cuts. Need to work on getting open.
one man can't win a football game. It's a whole team effort.
Unless the defense is perfect. And the pitch to Horde. Flag
Yeah,
on the
for the
play.
midfield.
Horde is going to get 4. He's going to get 5. He's going 6, 7 yards for Horde. What?
Horde, the ball
There's a
carrier.
flag.
And a Bulldog
Carries
down.
the ball
Oh
out to
my!
the 37
Another
yard
Bulldog down, number 56.
That's going to be Anthony Walsh.
Anthony Walsh is down.
Brought down by a host of Bulldog tacklers.
Anthony
led
Walsh,
by Dan
6'1".
Moore.
Big kid.
Yeah, Anthony Walsh, a junior, one of my personal friends, plays baseball. He's a good guy. Hope the best. Hopefully this injury isn't something that will affect his baseball or
And
anything. Football season.
looks as if head coach Brandon Curtin's out there.
It must be something serious. Pray for the best for Anthony.
And the trainers are going out to the field.
Oh, this looks like the biggest injury of the game, bigger Wise's. is. If he can't get up.
Yeah, he's getting up.
Just,
Just going to walk him off the field.
not without the help of 2 guys. At least Jamari Wise could walk with his own power. I can't tell what the injury is. It seems that they're laughing about it, Mr. Fry and Anthony.
I think he's just going to shake it off.
Let's just sit him out the rest of the game. Be safe.
Yeah, I'd be safe.
Guys, again, we're playing this game immediately following the conclusion of this 34-6 blowout. You can watch everything all
drop
over
it
again.
back.
You can watch the Haminsky.
Looks like he might
You
get
can
sacked.
watch-
He's going to get rid of it, and he's going to drop it.
Okay, you can watch the Del Rodal 65-yard touchdown. Replay it all again and again. Immediately following conclusion of this game, and Saturday and Sunday, it'll be playing throughout the day as well. So tune in and watch this magical victory happen again.
Yeah, and a great night for football. Field conditions, 73 degrees on the field. And game plan for the Morton Mustangs. Probably just run the ball through Greg Horde or Charles Jefferson.
First and 10
3
for
tight
the
ends,
Mustangs
3 wide
at the
receivers.
40-yard line.
And quarterback gets the snap. And it's a play action. Quarterback still has the ball, gets taken
Adams,
down.
the ball carrier,
Not many yards there.
brought down after a
Defense
short
is just
loss
killing
after
the
a short gain.
Morton Mustangs right now. We got a safety in the back. Everybody's locked down. Safety in the back, number 5 for the Bulldogs. Daniel Moore. 3 wide receiver, and he
And guys, let's take time to look at some action around the league. St. Edward, we were talking about them earlier. Currently, they're beating Christ's Church Academy 21-14 in the third quarter. We have Glenbard South, a rival of the Bulldogs, currently beating Aston Trail 14-13. Close game there in the third quarter. And Fenton and Leiden, they're playing in the third quarter. It's a close game as well. But not really a lot going on. Not a blowout going on besides this one game right here.
And they're going to run it. And they get past the...
Move those change. Was that Greg? Was that Greg?
I think it was Charles Jefferson,
Charles
number
Jefferson.
23.
You know, do what you can, Charles.
But right now, slow paced. I'm going to tell you right now, Casey, I don't think they're going to come back.
You know, I just want, if I can see anything from this Morton offense, let's just see Greg Horde get to the century mark. He's at 14 carries, 89 yards. Let's see 11 more. That's Jefferson.
And
oh,
he's
it's
gonna
pass to
pitch it.
Horde. Horde's gonna get. Oh, he's over the century mark there. He's
on
got
the sideline. He gets yards.
16 yards. That was a pass though.
Yeah.
So Adame can say there's a 20-yard reception basically. Got three completions for Adame. 3 completions for 23 yards. But Greg Horde now, total yards is going to be over 100. He's got 14 rushes, 89 yards, 1 catch for 16, over the century mark. 4 minutes until the Bulldogs can say 1-0. There's Horde again. He's going to get 3.
He's getting his stuff down.
He's going to get 1 actually.
3 minutes. And the clock is still running.
But very, very strong defense and offense from the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And not much more than you can say than strong team plays is led them to 1-0.
And I mentioned this earlier. It's great momentum going into the second game.
Yeah, against Wakanda.
Yeah.
We'll see that you can watch this live next week. And see, that's why that Adame cannot. If you can't be accurate from the short range between 1 and 10 yards, then you need to go to coach mechanically. You got to fix something. You know, you could have the yips, and for people who don't know the yips, that's you know, you do well training, you do well in practice, and then you just can't perform.
Well, first game jitters.
Yeah.
But
Opening
you'd
night,
think
full
fourth quarter he
full
would
house. You know, maybe give other guys a chance.
be. Well, I mean, you got to test out your passing. I mean, he had a few failed throws in the first half, and they've been mostly running.
Yeah, there's Jefferson, 5 yards. That's going to give him 10 rushes for 36 yards.
And
Zach Niskowski with the tackle. 4th and 4. Go for it. Yeah, we'll go for it. You want pride. There's Dr. Kevin Skinkus,
and Mr.
the superintendent of Riverside Brookfield High School. And
Mr.
he doesn't have to
Diggetti.
do anything with athletics, but he did help build this, or help with the making of this stadium.
Drops it back. The
He wants it
QB is
himself.
running it.
Adame goes to the 12-yard line. On 4th and 4, that was a 17-yard run for Adame. That's 4 rushes for 40 yards to go.
Play is good for a gain down to the Bulldogs' 13-yard line.
He's got 3 rushes
10
for
Morton.
22 yards.
In case I just want to mention Riverside Brookfield Bulldogs. Their rank in the state is 55, and their national rank is 1,585.
And Morton is ranked 253rd in state, so you can see that this was a we see
Mismatch,
Jefferson,
but
that's
Jefferson
going to be a
got going for
touchdown.
the
But this was
touchdown, looks like.
definite
Yep, it's a
mismatch, and Morton was the underdog, as we see Jefferson with a 13-yard touchdown. Give him a, you know, a little bit more respect, getting over 10 points. He's got 11 rushes, 49 yards, and a touchdown for Charles Jefferson. And, you know, this is for dignity. This is for going out there and trying not to get slaughtered your first game. And extra point, they're not going to go for 2. There's Declan Lanham, who has a touchdown this game. Oh.
The extra point attempt is no good.
And the point
2:39
attempt
remaining
That was
is
in the
more
no
of
game.
a
good.
soccer shot.
Riverside
It
Brookfield
didn't
34,
leave the
Morton
ground.
12.
Well, game's coming to an end. 2 minutes and practically 40 seconds left.
We're here. We got 2.5 minutes left. Got a big blowout win, 22-point lead for the Riverside Brookfield High School Bulldogs. Gonna be 1-0 in the Metro Suburban Blue Conference. Trying to win this conference, but they did not last year. They sadly tied with Immaculate Conception, who owned the tiebreaker.
And Casey, I'm thinking onside kick. They're probably going to try getting the possession back.
Why not?
Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose, all to gain. Because if you're the Bulldogs and you get this onside kick, or you give up the onside kick, sure, it's another turnover, but or if you recover it, you don't pass anymore. And I'm Casey Valletta alongside Matt Angio reporting that the Bulldogs, they're good. They're here to settle some unfinished business last year, in which they lost the quarterfinal in the state tournament. They're here to finish what Ryan Swift and Dean Ziglich and David Propiernock started but could not accomplish, and that's a state championship.
Yeah, and onside recovery team.
Yeah, they definitely have the onside team going in. Middle receivers moving in. You have Miaskowski in the front line. Probably avoid him.
And yep, that's an onside kick.
Recovered by Jeffrey
16
Bills.
got it.
Oh, and look at that. It's like a parent play. Jeffrey Bills recovered, went to the curl position, and Miaskowski jumped on him. It's like, don't hurt my boy.
You gotta do what you gotta do to protect that ball.
Now, do the Bulldogs go for it?
No. Milk the clock. That's all they gotta do is milk the clock.
You don't think we're going to try to give more of a show than we've already done? I think we're just going to give them respect, say, hey, we won. We're just going to run the ball.
And he's gonna try running it, but he's getting stopped. That was number 23 for the Bulldogs, Aaron
Shepard, the
Shepard.
ball carrier, drops for a loss.
So we have 2 minutes left in this game.
Drops for a loss
And
to the 38-yard line.
Following the conclusion of this game in probably 10 minutes, we're going to rebroadcast RBTV Sports Live. We're going to go Morton versus Bulldogs. So you can hear us and all of our commentary and see all the amazing plays by this Bulldogs offense and defense all over again. And throughout the day, Saturday and Sunday.
And Aaron Shepard running it in again, gaining back those yards that were lost.
So right now the time is 9:34. So go grab some popcorn, get a soda, sit on the couch, and listen to Casey Flood and Matt Angio broadcast a win.
And the clock is still running. Minute 25.
So Matt, we are gonna stay. We're gonna keep our one loss in the football column record for announcing. So I think our record's 5-1 for football.
Let's keep it going. And there's a flag on the field.
Flag on the play. 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs, who are just playing for playing respectful. They're not playing for offensive gain. They're just trying to milk the clock. This crowd still on their feet, ready for the conclusion of the game. And here we go. 1 minute. We're in the final minute. Fans are starting to unload because they are aware that this game is in hand. And so I'm gonna start throwing some stats out. We got player of the game, Matt. Your thoughts, player of the game?
All right, well, player of the game, first half, Jamari Wise definitely with those running plays and defense. Amazing. Keenan Scott the whole game. Amazing yards.
Yeah, Keenan Scott is he's a total 150 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. One of the Declan Lanham 1-2 Steven Haminski, and 1-2 Zach Miskowski. And you can't forget performances by Mr. Salter.
23 Aaron Shepard.
You know, you have Emmanuel Salter, wide receiver. He had 5 catches for 47 yards. Michael Wilson, you know, he was there for the offensive line help. He had 1 catch, 10 yards. But then Nicholas Del Nodal, a big 65-yard touchdown run. He's got 5 rushes, 91 yards in the touchdown. Stefan Haminski's got 3 catches, 25 yards in the touchdown. And on the Morton side, you know,
Yeah, and there's
yeah,
they're gonna call that a game.
you know, Bulldogs have won the game, offensive and defensive. They came together, put on a great show for the fans, and they're gonna start off 1-0. And Matt, any last second words?
Yeah, no, since it's concluded, the momentum's going in strong.
And you'll see us next week for the broadcast of Riverside Brookfield Bulldogs versus Wakanda High School Bulldogs. And we'd like to thank the crew for their impressive performance on this broadcast and their efforts tonight. Thanks for tuning in to the RBTV Game of the Week, live from the Kelly Athletic Complex. I'm Casey Valletta.
And I'm Matt Angio.
Have a nice night and see you next week. Go Bulldogs.